to today's show. This is a show for makers, mothers, and nature lovers. And if you've been wondering where I've been, because I haven't done a video in a while, I've been right here, just rocking back and forth, going, is it safe to come out yet? Is it safe to come out yet? Yes, it is. And today, my guest is Joella Long. Joella, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here and to see you, and you're not rocking back and forth.
I'm not. Stabilizing, normalizing. Joella recently joined me in the bastion of squirrel, fox, tornadoes, and swamp apes, my home state of Florida, which was a great trip. Yeah. What did we do? Like 7 days together on the road down there?
We did, yes. And a lifetime of events.
Yeah. So let's unpack that a little bit. We can't unpack the whole state of Florida. So let's talk about our trip. And the very morning of my arrival, I came in delirious from an overnight flight. You picked me up in the midst of tornadoes. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, so I full-time in my RV. So I'm down here in Florida, and as if like packing up the RV, thinking through all the responsible things that I probably should do to make sure the RV is safe while I leave it for a week. And thinking through that at 5 a.m., I get a tornado warning. And not just like tornadoes in general might happen, but like literally the iPhone emergency warning of like, there's a tornado most certainly in your area.
And you're in a tin can.
Yes.
We've also...
I found myself unpacking one tin can into another tin can, wondering which one would be safest for the situation.
And the decision was between a truck, which looks very beefy, and an RV. So what did you decide?
I decided the RV because I thought I would have a little bit more room. Like a tree could probably impact it, but maybe I could still dodge it.
Yeah, but you also have the bathtub to hide in the RV, right?
That's true. I mean, it's a shower, but...
I hop in the car, and Joella's a little bit more strung out than usual, but I'm like, she's just got the pre-vacation, like vacation is starting jitters. She's really excited. There was a little storm that came through, but ain't no big deal. We're getting on the road. It's going to be fine. Okay, so we're plowing down I-75. It's a little cloudy out. It starts raining on us. We're like, that's fine. We'll pull over, use a rest station, let it pass. And it just keeps coming. And then all of a sudden, our phones collectively start buzzing, going off about the tornado warning, and it sounds like an Amber Alert. So first you're like, a child is being abducted, and then you're like, no, a tornado is coming. And I had the same response. I'm like, well, they don't really know exactly where we are. My phone is just perceived that I'm in Florida. But no, that wasn't the case. No,
it's not a standard feature. You don't land in Florida and then get the tornado warning. You really have to earn it.
You do. And we through this experience, because what ended up happening is the tornadoes followed us from like, gosh, I'd say an hour north of Fort Myers all the way down to Miami, which is like a 3-hour drive typically, maybe 2.5, 3-hour drive. And so I'm on my Google map, and it's a really nice feature that they will actually show you where the tornado is in relation to you. So we could see, I could see as Joella is driving that, well, there's a tornado right outside Fort Myers, right where we're headed. So let's just stop. Let's pull over at this next overpass. And we hid there, and this went on for long enough that we had time to ask real deep questions of ourselves. Like, is this a sign that my life is spiraling out of control? I don't know that either of us could really answer that question.
No, there's no definitive answer to that one. By the way, the overpass for me wasn't entirely, this is going to protect us from a tornado, because it was very high, and it just was not a substantial overpass by any means. I was just like, I don't want to deal with hail damage.
But I did notice somewhere in there that, because we were talking like, what is our escape plan if we actually see a tornado, which we also found out later is a bad idea. You don't actually wait to see the tornado apparently in Florida for some reason, because it's just a sea of green clouds, right? You're like, everything's green and cloudy. Where is it? In hindsight, we learned that's not a good plan of action, but we were analyzing our shoe choices, and you were ready to go. You had on the proper attire, I would say, for this situation.
Well, I had already survived one. Like
Okay,
I was
right.
I was in the rebound effects.
That's right.
Of mild trauma.
That's right. So I did put on some running shoes, and we were prepared in that sense of, I will be able to outrun this thing. I will be able to outrun this, which is also fallible. But
yes, which is also when we realized we may have some education between the two of us, and at the same time, both of us were drawing from the movie Twister, which I believe was the late 90s, maybe early 2000s, for our reference of what to do in a tornado, which was not reassuring.
That's true. And I did put up an Instagram poll because we were sitting there long enough where I asked people, should we or should we not run under the overpass? Keep in mind, we have no belts to strap us down once we get there. And the poll results were mixed. And it really left some room for doubt. Because what if that's the one person that knows?
Yes, that could be. Yeah. We didn't have a big enough pool for this kind of research.
We didn't have time for empirical data. We had that. It was already there. It was already happening to us.
Yeah, it was.
Well, let's throw up some screenshots of the tornado and the Google alerts on the map, because those are really helpful, and people may want to know if they're ever in that situation that these things are legit and they are your friend. And I don't know, shelter in place, shelter in a safe place. I don't know what to tell you about that. You tell us. We're open to suggestions.
Yeah. I mean, I think shelter in place, but also maybe contemplate your priorities in life.
Is this a sign my life is spiraling out of control?
Yeah.
Yes. Joelle and I faced down no less than 3 tornadoes that day on our way down to Key West. But that would not be our biggest challenge of the trip. And I'll give you a hint what it was. It was stinky. It floated, and it served as our accommodations down in the Keys. Click or tap your screen now to hear what happened next. And if you like these videos, hit subscribe and you'll be alerted about the next one.